Hello and welcome to another video with Gamers Class. This is Shizzy Dota here, guys, and today, guys, we're gonna be talking about the 5-minute mark where the catapults spawn, and I want to talk about how necessary this is for every lane. I'm gonna be focusing on the mid lane in this video. This is something that you could actually use in other lanes as well, and I want to talk about why it's so important and how it's gonna help you win your games and get map control, help you take down towers, which will eventually get you map control. So guys, every 5 minutes a catapult spawns. The catapult actually does a lot of damage to towers. It takes 5 hits for the tower to destroy the catapult, and if you're actually smart enough, you can, in a way, not let your catapult die and do a lot of damage to the enemy tower, or potentially just take this tower down. All right, and as long as you keep these timings in mind and play for these timings, you'll have a better laning stage and you'll have more success in getting the enemy towers down much faster. So let's get right into it.
If you like this kind of content, go to gamersguys.com. For just $10 a month, get your replays analyzed, watch masterclasses with pro players, join weekly coaching sessions, win prizes, and more with our Supreme Dota 2 membership.
So at the 5-minute mark, the catapult will spawn. And at this time is when the bounties will spawn. And at this time is when the enemy will be rushing towards the bounties as well. Right? So what you normally want to do is, when the catapult spawn, you want to rush as a mid laner, get the bounty. If you have a power rune in your bottle, that is also nice. Just get the power rune or the bounty, and once you're done, try to push the lane as much as you can. Okay, and you can also use the fortification for this purpose as well. Now let's say I'm pushing the lane like this, okay, and I have a catapult with me and I want to harass the tower, pressure it more. Now obviously there's going to be an enemy as well against you. So there's obviously going to be an enemy as well against you, and he will try to like basically aggro the creeps, and he won't let you push it as easy as you think it would be, right? So in this case, in these kind of scenarios where you know that the siege creep will die if you don't do something about it, what you want to do is you want to use fortification, and you can even tank the tower a bit and then just change aggro, and now the creeps are going to be tanking the tower, and the siege creep will actually be harassing the tower. Almost every hit does about 60 to 70 damage to the tier 1 towers from the catapult. And if you keep this catapult alive for about a minute or 2 minutes, the tower will fall down. If not fall down, it will actually harass and pressure the tower a lot. And the enemy will have to rotate for this. So as a mid laner, you will be making a lot of space. One way or the other, you will. So there's going to be two things that happen if you're pressuring the enemy tower with the catapult. One, the mid laner has to stay at mid. That means the mid laner will not rotate to your safe laner side or the off laner side. That means your side laners can potentially do better in their lanes. Let's say that the enemy still wants to go and gank. He does not care about his mid tower. He still wants to go and gank your safe laner or your off laner, because your off laner and safe laner will also be pressuring with the catapult, right? So if the mid laner leaves the lane to gank your side lanes, you can easily get this tower. That will give you map control, it will give your team a lot of gold, and it will give yourself a lot of gold as well, which will help you get that much far ahead in the game, if that makes sense. So overall, pressuring the enemy tower with catapult is a must, and you have to play for this timing. You have to keep it in mind. Every 5 minutes a catapult is gonna spawn, and you have to inflict some kind of pressure on the enemy. Also, you can use this in a different advantage. Let's say the enemy is a hero that has good wave clear, and you can just not harass the enemy tower. Let's say I'm a Shadow Fiend, okay, and you're trying to harass my tower with your catapult. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna use 2 raises, push out the wave, and there's no way you will ever come close to my tower, right? So in these kind of cases, what you want to do is you want to rotate to a lane where the catapult is alive, pressure that lane, gank that lane, and get the tower over there. You don't necessarily always have to get the mid tower. You can go bottom or top, get a few kills, and pressure the enemy towers with the catapult. Easily get a tower, and that will put the enemy mid laner on the back foot. He will have to play around you. He will have to TP and defend towers, or his team will actually end up flaming him or be a bit toxic towards him because he's not helping his team, and you as a mid laner are. Keep in mind when you're making a rotation like this, you have to destroy the enemy's catapult. So let's say if I go and rotate to the bottom lane, because I cannot pressure the mid tower, like we talked about, the enemy has a lot of wave clear and he's not letting you pressure the tower, but you still want to get a tower at the 5-minute mark, so you rotate towards bottom or top. Keep in mind, why you do this, guys, you have to destroy the enemy's catapult before rotating. If you don't, he will get your mid tower, and the mid tower is the most important tower in the game. If this tower is down, guys, that means this area has no control. This area has no control. This area does, because somebody can TP on this tier 2. But this area has no control, this area has no control, this area has no control, and they can just freely move into your jungle whenever they want to. Right? When this tower is up, right, enemy cannot really move into your jungle as easy, because somebody can easily TP on a tier 1 and go for a counter reactive gank on them. So if your tier 1 mid falls down, you lose a lot of map control, and it is the most important tower in the game. It is something that pros also talk about, mid tower being the most important tower. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for catapults and pressuring enemy towers, how important it is. And if you go with this mindset into your games, guys, if you go with this mindset in your games, keeping in mind that the catapults spawn every 5 minutes, and you can potentially get one tower down in any of the lanes. And if you actually manage to get a tower down at the 5-minute mark, or force a rotation out of the enemy, or pressure them, or make them play in a way they don't want to, you get closer to winning the game. And that's all you have to do. And you can do this every 5 minutes, 10-minute mark, 15-minute mark, 20-minute mark, as long as you keep playing on that timing. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you learned something watching this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Shizzy Dota signing out.